Hello and welcome to Mickey Art, and in this video I'm going to use up the rest of this paint. You will probably see this video before you see the video that I made this on, but hey, that's okay. The other one is a bit of an experiment and it's going to take a few too many days to dry, so this will probably come out early. So basically what I've got in here is Mars Black, iridescent medium, just mixed up as if it was a paint, and deep turquoise and crimson red. Can't see much of the crimson red in there at the moment, but hey, I'm sure that will come through as we pour. Now I know that there's definitely not enough paint in here to cover this 8x10 canvas, so I am going to start us off with a bit of a base and just put some Mars Black on, just to give us a bit of a space to pour with. And I'm just going to take that out and use the stick to spread it around a bit, just because I can, because it's fun. It's quite thick, this Mars Black. I haven't mixed it to a super runny consistency, and of course you can do that if you want to. You can mix it to whatever consistency you like. This is just the way this one is right now, and I'm just going to make sure that all my edges have a nice blackness to them. There's no silicone in this black, so that is a big bonus when it comes to adding paint that has silicone. We're not going to end up with white bits, because the silicone will hit the black and bounce back up instead of hitting the white and bouncing back up. Bouncing up is not something I want to create with this painting. Well, not bouncing up white. When I say bouncing up, I'm meaning in acrylic pouring, if you're new to this medium, we add silicone to our water-based acrylic paint, and as with any oil and water combo, the oil rises to the top, which is super useful because it, on its way up, it pushes aside any of the other paint and just creates that that cellular look that you see in acrylic pour style paintings. Now I'm just going to run over this with my cake spatula and just create a bit more of a smooth effect. This is what they call an offset spatula, because the angle of the blade allows you to slide all over the big, any size flat surface and keep the blade nice and tight and straight if you've got that capacity normally anyway. Look, it's all shiny, you can see me, wave, hello. Alright, so now that we've got a black base, I'm just going to pop these few little air bubbles that have come up from mixing it around on the canvas. So I'm just using a little creme brulee torch, and now I'm just going to pour. This is what I would call a gravy separator jug. The spout comes from down the bottom of the jug. If you're making gravy, you pour your juices in here, all the fat rises, and then you pour the juices off, leaving the fat behind. That's the plan with these things anyway. And I am just going to allow the paint just to pour out In this 10 seconds I'm planning on just doing a puddle pour, but that may change. I might get inspired to do something different. Yep, it's moving. Just following the energy, going where the paint wants to go. And with this type of jug, you've got to be really careful to make sure that you don't tip it too much and have the paint pour over the edge. Because you want it all just to go out the spout. Now, I'm gonna stretch that and leave the jug to sit on an angle just to pull some more of that paint into that top corner of the jug. So I've just got it leaning up over there, and let's see what we can create with this. Oh, look at that sparkle. Just pulling it right over to that corner. I have absolutely no plan for this, guys. I am just following what feels right. Now there is some silicone in here. I'm just wondering whether yeah, now's the time to pop the torch on and bring some of that silicone up if it's wanting to come up. And when silicone is mixed into paint like this, it comes up, depends on how much you've mixed the paint, how much you've mixed it once the oil has been put in. And as the silicone rises, depending on how big a glob it is, depends on how big a cell comes up. So as you can see there, we've got some cell action. So now as I tilt the paint, those cells can grow, they get stretched. Bring that to that corner. I'm just going to bring the whole lot down. Most of the weight of the paint, the bulk of the paint, is still on this side from having swished over that way. Look at those. Yummy galaxy-ish type wispiness of blue with some iridescent medium. The iridescent medium does sort of take away the sharp, clean lines of the paint when it's used in this way, because as you can see in there, it's got quite large particles. Oh, you can almost read my t-shirt in there. Happiness is just a choice. Alright. Bring it down to this top bottom corner here. And then just noticing that along this edge I've knocked it with my hand, so the black has disappeared a little bit. So just making sure that gets covered up. And now let's have a look. If I leave it like that, what will that create? So the question then becomes, do I add a little bit more black and just tug this down and even it out? Or do I use some of what's in the pot, which will be quite a busy pour will come out of that. You know what I'm going to try? I'm going to try and see if we can get a spiral pour action going on in this top corner. Now a spiral pour is literally that, where you pour out in little round circles, creating a spiral that, as it builds on itself, it grows, pushes the outer rings out, okay. So let me just bring that up and show you what I mean by the rings. And then let's see if we can get that to stretch out and look a bit like a planet or a moon or something in our cosmic event. Then I'm just going to tip it off. See what happens. Got quite a bit of an angle of drip here. Just going to add a little bit, sorry about my arm, a little bit more black to fill in through there, so that as we tilt, it's got something to pull off. Come on. Nearly over the side. Come on, you can do this. Sometimes tapping just like that sort of brings that layer of paint. There we go. That's what I wanted. And then I'm going to add, you can't really see it, but see how that's got almost a blank patch there? I want to fill that back up and pull it that way too, so let's have a go at that. One of the things when you're adding paint, you've got to be really aware of the angle you're going to pour at and how much paint you add where. Okay, so now I'm just going to pull straight back down that way. hopefully get that to pull flat. And I'd really like these rings to come over so we've got a roundness on that corner. Come on. Nope, I don't think it's going to quite do it. Ooh, dog's barking. But I like that. I like that a lot. This almost looks like some sort of fish mammal jumping out of the sea. Let's give it another go with the torch. If I can with slimy hands. See if there's anything else that would like to come up. We've had some silicone show up, but it's not really making much cells. The only cells it's really making are just giving that little dolphin jumper some barnacles on its belly. Like it. How would you hang it though? Like that. Like that. That. Isn't it funny once you see something you can't unsee it? I feel like I'm dropping the mammal on its head. Now it's almost looking like a cat. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of got that cat nose and smiley lion mane. Oh, funny. What do you see? You've probably seen other things that I don't see. And I'd love to see them. I love it when you guys share with me in the comments what you see. And that way I get to see outside of what I've been seeing. You know what I mean? Now, what's really dragging my attention is this white dot up here. And I'm not liking it. It's not adding to my joy. Disturbing my wah, man. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my little black stick from out of my paint and just touch on top. And there's enough paint there that should settle down now. There's still a little bit of a mark, but it's not the big white dot that was there before. So that's all good. I'm happy with that. And I'm liking this piece. It's very cool. So I am going to let that dry. Alright, here it is. And it shines and shimmers and glitters and glistens, and it has lots of oily patches from all the silicone, but they will clean off. And I like it. I like it a lot. It kind of reminds me, I've been watching, is it Planet Blue or Blue Planet? It's a documentary by David Attenborough. And it's been around for ages, but it's on Netflix. And they were doing deep sea creatures that have the luminescent thingy whatsits. You know what I mean. And those are all blue, and occasionally you'll see a little bit of pink, but not much. And that kind of gives me that etherical deep sea, luminescent sea, maybe even jellyfish thing happening. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Check it out. Those are cool. Alright. So, here we go. I am very pleased with that. So what else is possible? That's a really great question. I'm going to go find out. If you're having fun, join us with Acrylic Pouring for Fun Facebook group and share what you're creating on there. And this month's challenge is upcycling. So if you have poured on something that needed a bit of TLC, a bit of a updating, then that's the place to share it. That's the place to show everyone what you've been creating. So yeah, I adore you all. If you are a subscriber and you haven't found it yet, check out the community tab, and there is my free gift that I sent out a couple of days ago. You need to look on the community tab for that though. And what else is possible? Bye bye.